So when did you guys go back to playing live?
That's you, brother.
Probably a couple months ago, I would say. We actually, Milky's, we just played there for a second time. But our first show back was at Milky's, and we didn't really know what to expect because, like, Chad and Chris have, like, this huge group of awesome friends. And as soon as they started playing with the band, we were just welcomed right into that. And they're all just like, they're crazy, man. They come to all the shows and they're always just fueling up on booze. And just as soon as we hit the stage, we don't even get a chance to like talk between songs or nothing. Like their screams are louder than our instruments.
It's so loud.
Every
it's
time.
Painful. But it's like a good pain. It's like the
rattling in your ears, and
yeah.
you're like, is this real life? and like I was saying earlier, like from that show to this past time that we played Milky's, the numbers just keep growing and the fans just keep getting crazier, and there's nothing more that you could ask for in an experience like that. It's just, and it's funny because we're actually like booking a lot of our shows with this guy named Ryan Gurnett. He's a really awesome dude. And he was saying like, you know, a lot of people will start to see that and they'll start to be like, oh, well, I got this. And ever since we started seeing any kind of like genuine following with what we're doing, we're like, okay, so this is going to start being serious. And so like we're all like practicing our instruments 10 times more. Like Chris literally like threw out his back not too long ago because he's playing for like over an hour a day every single day of the week. And this guy is to thank for all of that. He's
Stop.
And we just grind.
Oh my God. Yo, hear me out real quick though. We did just to talk about this show. He's saying more people are coming, people are getting louder. We had Sam Vekage come up on stage and sing one of our songs that he really likes. He just loves
Mother
the song
Mary.
Mother
Check
Mary
it out. It's on all streaming platforms.
And bro, we got a little group chat for like music. We all send music suggestions, and he sends in there. Every time I hear Mother Mary now, I get chills because I got to sing it in the microphone with you guys. But just stuff like that where it's like, okay, now, you know, I know it's a close friend and all, but he knows the words to the song. He wants to come on stage and sing it with the band. You know, that gets the interaction, the audience band interaction, the vibe. It's like Brookhaven and the fans were all, you know, like one thing rather than. I just thought that was super cool. I was like,
what made this last one stand out compared to the rest of the shows that we played was like right after I had that moment of like, okay, this is kind of feeling like a lot, and I started having like a light panic attack right after we were done playing the whole set because it was crazy.
But you held it off for the whole time.
So I like threw all my pedal and all my cables in a bag that I had sitting like just off to the side of where I was playing. And I set my guitar on the stand, and I went around like the side exit to go outside, and I like took a deep breath and just was like, whew. And immediately I was just bombarded with like a bunch of people coming to take pictures, and that's when it really started to hit me even more. But at that point I was like more calm and collected, and I just like cheesed for all the pictures, and it's crazy.
that was Chad's co-workers. They were crazy too. And
so on the flip side, though, of the kind of, you know, once that happens to you kind of for the first time and you get that little sense of panic, like, holy shit, like this is now became something more real than we probably thought it was going to become.
Exactly it.
Once you go outside and you take that deep breath and you're like, okay, but this is actually a good thing. Then how cool does it feel to look back on it and be like, dude, we were on that stage.
Yes,
these people were fucking buzzing. They were loving what we were doing.
Yeah.
Like, you get to experience that. How good does that feel? Especially if you guys have been practicing, working as hard as you have.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've had other musicians, whether it be rappers and stuff like that. And so we've kind of, well, I know Andrew probably had this before, but I've kind of developed a sense of how difficult it is to get yourself to do that, right? And get yourself to sit down and write and sit down and kind of let yourself stop thinking about everything else and just try to put something on
And
paper.
make something,
yeah.
I mean, it's almost like taking on a second job, and like I kind of joke about it because like I have my 9 to 5 that I work, and then I do the music thing. But especially when it's like the week of a gig, we're trying to get together every single day, usually like right at like 4:00. All of us are meeting at our practice space, and we probably stay there playing all our songs until like 6:30 or so, and we just so we know we have it nailed down. And I don't know.
I will say this. The first time I played with the band was actually in Kody's parents' backyard. And I was so fucking nervous, like literally like pissing in my boots nervous. Because at that time I was a basement guitarist. That was the first time I played in front of Kody. I played in front of my mom or some shit. Friends that were at my house at the time. Sorry, I'll get a little closer.
It's all good, yeah.
But, yeah, dude, that time I was like, okay, here's a crowd of people. I mean, it's 20, 30, whatever people. It's family, it's friends, but oh my God, you know.
So, and that kind of almost leads me into what was going to be my next question. So, this whole pandemic goes on, right? And you can't really do anything. You know, you can work together or individually, but you can't, it's difficult to get stuff out there, especially when you're not able to play live shows, right? That's kind of the biggest way to,
hands down,
to gain a following, right? Is to get out and let people see you live. So from the time you guys got back on the stage, have you guys, do you think, reached another level of comfort that has made your shows that much better, and that's why these fans have been so passionate at the shows? Or do you think that it's just finally exposure time?
I'll say my 2 cents. I mean, we all are usually on the same page, but it's like, dude, these shows are like our baby steps is the way we're definitely progressing, but right now I'm just like, man, this is Brookhaven now. I fucking love it. But next year, months and weeks of practice, more rehearsals, more shows, more experience, more music, more music, more bells and whistles in our act, more connections in the music scene. It's like, so like, level of comfort. I still feel like our drummer's got a 1-year-old daughter. Her name's Emma. I feel like Emma walking right now. I'm like, we're just figuring this shit out, man. We got time, potential, friends, community, good. Like I said, we got these core friends that support the band no matter what. So we always got something behind us. It's good.
For sure.
And that's a great way to think of it, yeah.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
So there you go. On the same page, yeah. Decent.
Man. Yeah, it's interesting. You guys are in a phase right now. You're really, really moving.
Yeah.
Like you kind of said, you're not. I mean, anything could happen.
It's
you're not
baby
exactly
steps,
sure.
but it's
baby
fast.
Steps.
It's faster than most baby steps for sure.
And it
Right.
feels a lot faster,
Yeah,
too,
it must.
when you're in it, you know?
And honestly, in a way, the pandemic kind of helped with a lot of it, because right before the pandemic hit, there wasn't like the same lineup or anything. And there was a lot of growing phases within the like year and a half or so before we started playing live again. Where like we had a couple different members on playing different instruments, and they were all like really great dudes, but we were still growing as a band. And like, it's kind of like a relationship 100%. Like if not everyone involved is 100% on the same page and you see eye to eye, like I don't think I could get sick of these dudes if I tried. Like they could come and slap me in the face, and I probably deserved it, and I wouldn't even question it. I would just be like, "Oh, you know what? I probably had that coming for something." But you know, I'll get.
This
you
is
back.
all pre me and Chad, so just for context.
And so, like coming out of the
personally.
pandemic, so to speak, we're playing shows and stuff, but we had so much time. Like we were still, even then, getting together almost every day, or at least like 3-4 times a week, on slower weeks. And just practicing the songs and writing new material, and we had a lot of time to grow. So when businesses started opening up bands to play again, they were hungry for entertainment, and we were hungry to play. So it was like a match made for us to just come and start playing as often as we can.
And even in addition to that, I think people were hungry to hear it. You know what I mean? People wanted to get back out and experience
I'm sure
it.
somebody would have paid to see 2 spoons clink together if it was a real human doing it in front of them.
Seriously. So
we're definitely better than 2 spoons together, though.
That's a very positive way to look at it. You know, is even though it was such a kind of a long waiting period, it was a perfect storm coming together, and it's given you guys a great opportunity.